All right. We are back here. Song of the day coming to you from Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Wednesday, Wanderlust Wednesday here in the cave. I know there haven't been a lot of new episodes over the last 10 days or so. It's just been a little crazy. As some of you know, I do work. I do have a full-time job, and it's just been busy outside of that too. It's hard to believe I did 2 years straight Song of the Day, but that was during COVID. But still, very proud of that fact. We are getting upwards of 1,000 episodes. I don't know when that will be. It'll probably be sometime this summer. I haven't really looked to see where we're at, but we're maybe this summer, 1,000 episodes. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the last new episode we had, a little bit of Breakfast Club with Ann and Dwight. That was a good one. I am a little bit energized with some of the music I've been thinking about and taking notes and trying to figure out when I'm going to be able to get this stuff out there. But there's lots of stuff I haven't covered, and today is another example. And so let's get to it, because we're already at a minute and a half. New microphone, and I don't know about placement. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. What do you think of that? Yes? No? Anyway, so here's the deal. We'll back up the bus a little bit. For those who were fortunate enough to experience this little party that we would have every year, every February, we called it the February party at first, because in February, we figured here in New England, people were just in the doldrums. The holidays are over. Spring is not even anywhere near the corner, and you're just kind of blah. So we started throwing this February party just to kind of break it up and get people's juices flowing again. And then I renamed it Shindig and branded it, got t-shirts, and just really went wild with it. We had light shows and an ice luge and a massive fire pit outside, and the party would get a little bigger, get to be in about 100, 110 people. It got to be pretty big here in our house. But it was fun. I loved it. And we quit it maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It just got too big. It's better to go out on top. You know what I mean? Anyway. Shindig. Why am I talking about Shindig? Well, of course, one of the most important things is that playlist. And I would spend hours building playlists for the party. There had to be like the dance playlist, the rock playlist, the late night chill playlist. Had to be all kinds of stuff. And I've been revisiting some of those playlists lately, and a bunch of songs are coming up that I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this song, I forgot about that song, and that's today's example. This song came on, and I was like, wow, I haven't heard this one in a long time. And another way that we would get songs in the late 90s, well, the early 2000s, really, various spots, Spotify, all this stuff like that, Napster. When did Spotify come along? Anyway, so Warren Miller. Anyone here know Warren Miller? Warren Miller movies, awesome. It's a big deal. They still are a big deal, I believe. It's an event. They have them at in auditoriums and big theaters, and people buy the tickets ahead of time. It sells out. Those extreme skiing movies. It's a thing introduced to us by our good friend Kim and Jason the Plums, and we went and we go, and then I bought the DVDs. And the one thing about this is you can just have that on the background and just at parties and stuff, and it's fun. But the music in these things is awesome. Whoever curates the music, and a lot of it is stuff you've never heard anywhere else before. You'd have to look at the end to see if you could figure out if they had a track listing and write stuff down. You'd have to see if anyone knew the song. And we went through the painstaking process of building CDs that we burnt of soundtracks to their stuff. And they had all kinds of great stuff. And that is, I'm pretty sure, 95% sure that that's where this song came from. We're at 5 minutes. All right, we're talking about the band Moth. Moth, Cincinnati band, formed in 1989, alternative rock. They had 5 albums, indie band to start off with, obviously. Well, not obviously, but they were indie band. First album, 1991. the independent labels, and then they got signed to Holographic Records, and they re-released that first record again in 1992. Lots of indie love, college love for this band. Put out a single in 1993, a 45 single, Deeper Green and Skinny Flesh. That one, upward trajectory, getting rave reviews from college music stations, allowed them to tour. They toured for like 2 years. And had an album they were working on the whole time, and finally were able to put it out, but it took a while to get this record out. They signed to Virgin for a third album, which was their debut album on a major label. Struggled to release it, finally came out in 2002. Virgin, EMI, what happened in 2002? They dropped Mariah Carey, had to give her $28 million severance, started laying off employees, getting rid of bands. So when they finally got this debut out, it only sold like 15,000 copies or something. It was a mess. The band, of course, went through a lot of lineup changes on and off. So they had to start their own label for distribution, just like Amy Mann did, and so many artists, just to get their records out there. Vital Records America, and then they did some work there. Got a new label. All that. The story is the same, but anyway, their music. Apparently a very good live band, but we're talking about 2002's record, that one we're talking about, Provisions, Fiction, and Gear. It's, if you read an article, it says it's their debut album. It's really their major label debut. And, it had pretty good reviews, mixed reviews. They say there's a little bit. It's hard to pick up what kind of band this is. There's a lot of really good stuff, and then changes the type of songs that are in there, and it's a little bit frenetic in that way. But the song we're talking about, finally, after 7 minutes, Burning Down My Sanity. That's the song that came on, and I was like, wow, I got to play this one for people. I just love this record. I love this song. I don't know a lot of their other songs. I did play some of their stuff. Lover's Quarrel off this record was a good one. But this is the song that we're here to talk about today. It just builds. It's just the drums, and it's total 90s, you can tell, but it just builds up, and then guitar solo. It's just really good. Pulsing drums. Just love it. Just love this song. That's all I got to say. Your song of the day is Burning Down My Sanity, Moth. And then they kind of, they petered out after that. But this song is worth checking out. Turn it up to 11. Tell me what you think. Comment below. Do you know this song? Have you heard it before? I need to know if you've heard it before. Is this a Wanderlust Wednesday song or what? Burning Down My Sanity by Moth. Have a good one, whatever you're doing today. I hope it involves music. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.